at
Dude, it's the first time that we actually say something at the same time.
That's kind of good, man.
La Toscana Divino, thank you very much
La Toscana
for
Divino.
allowing us to record from here today.
Cheers.
We are here today with our friend
Yo.
DJ Willie.
DJ
Retro Mix.
Willie Man. DJ Willie in the place to be.
Guys, remember, the Nightlife Entrepreneur, Icotap's Beer, and Doral Food and Wine Festival.
Don't miss it. I'm telling you, November 10th and 11th, pre-sale tickets are available right now. Go and get your ticket.
Also at LMG Miami, where you find all our parties. And what about you?
DJ Willie.
Get the book.
Best music you can ever hear.
What's your
Best
Instagram?
music.
There's DJ Willie Miami.
At DJ Willie Miami. There you go. So, for you guys, whoever's not here from Miami, because if you're from Miami, you know who this guy is, probably. You know, he's been playing with us,
Yeah, man.
for the past more than 2 decades. I'm not gonna say the exact number because, you know, he might not be happy about that.
Or you.
Exactly.
I remember DJ Willie DJing at my Sweet 15.
Yeah. He actually played at my wedding in Colombia.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people were asking,
Wow, you're
where
loyal.
does this music come from?
Barranquilla, Colombia.
What?
Yeah.
Loyalty right there. Hey, so when did you begin DJing? How old were you?
Young.
Like, did you begin with the Fisher Price?
There was no Fisher
turntable?
Price back then.
Oh, okay.
But it was disco, early 80s.
Nice. Good
And
music.
yeah,
When you say early 80s, you mean like 79?
Yeah, I know.
ish.
No, but was it like early 80s, like breakdancing music?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, disco before
Disco?
breakdancing and yeah.
Oh, wow.
But you started playing where? Here? Like you were in Venezuela?
Yeah, in Venezuela.
So
in Caracas.
it was more of a, I think back in the day, DJs were playing. It was
Oh man, you were like in the era.
Minitecas, wasn't
Las
it?
minitecas, like
Minitecas,
Soul Train,
exactly.
ZC. Were you part of that
Yeah, yeah.
miniteca world?
5 years before moving to Miami, I was DJing with Soul Train in Maracaibo.
Oh wow, that was a big.
Yeah.
Man, Soul Train, si ustedes se preparan. I remember like, you know
The
that
long jingles.
the long jingle. Let me tell you something. Well, you know, hey production crew, you all know over there. But the Miniteca days, the Miniteca eras was incredible. Like the jingle that we were talking about, like to start something. Man, the
Right.
jingles, the intro jingle for these
For DJ back then.
Minitecas
For the Minitecas?
were
Yeah.
like 5 minutes long. And what was incredible and impressive about it was that the lighting was part of the show
Right.
with
the intro,
with
yeah.
the intro, right?
The jingle intro was
All in sync.
with the lights and everything. And
Yeah, and it was like, I'm telling you, they would definitely do a great job, setting the vibe.
Yeah. Can you guys explain to the listeners what a miniteca means?
Please go for it.
it was a big production, the mobile DJ. It's a mobile DJ with a lot of lighting.
A lot of lighting.
And the crowd was probably 5,000 people, 4,000 people, in big arenas or anywhere at the streets. And there was moving
Speakers
There's no lighting like today, like moving heads and stuff. But there was like moving big balls with
It was like
lights.
it was
So
like
it
a,
looked futuristic back in that day, for sure.
It was.
it looked like
lot.
a transformer type of thing, right?
yeah, like Mazinger Z.
Exactly, like
huge
that.
speakers,
Aphrodite.
humongous speakers.
Yeah, no. Let me tell you something. I think they would battle like who would have the biggest speaker tower.
Yeah,
Right?
they will actually were battles between two, like some LNG back in the day will hire 2 minitekas and then the
They would
big
battle.
production and they will battle. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I wonder if it also happened here in the U.S. because minitecas were big in Colombia also. Like in
Yeah.
Barranquilla, there was a lot of
Oh, they were.
minitecas happening. They were more for the younger crowd. It was kind of like if you don't have the age to go to a nightclub, you hire a miniteca for like your Sweet 16 and that kind of thing, or the high schools would do with the minitecas and that kind of thing in Colombia. No, it wasn't maybe as big, because I've heard it here for a long time.
Listen.
In Venezuela, it just seems like it was a bigger.
Yeah,
No, it was
like a concert
Yeah.
scenario. It
Okay.
was like, well,
Was
you
it like
pack-
DJ
pack-
battles also, like a few
Yeah.
different DJs?
because the DJs
It was all about the
were
production.
part of the Miniteca.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was the Miniteca name that was on.
Okay.
What was the name of the guy who did the voiceover for Soul Train? He was very big. He was very known.
Yeah, there was through time we used various.
There was one Gustavo something, right? Well, shout out to all those voiceover
All I know is
intro
the first time I
DJ
actually
man.
heard DJs using that kind of intro was here, but it was the guys from Venezuela. You know, like he still uses it sometimes.
Oh, he'll throw it in there?
Yeah.
DJ
Yeah.
Willie, you know. in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
I remember, for example, when we used to do like retro music, and he had the DJ Willie retro mix.
No, let me tell you,
You
man.
remember the voices,
It was cool.
you
The
know?
voices were amazing. The battles were great. The production behind it, like the thought, they would actually, it had a thought.
And I understand it was
process and-
known voices, like people knew who those people
Exactly,
were.
yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it's just me at home trying to figure out
No,
and
no.
do an introduction for
It was, you
There was a
know,
radio personality
Right.
using.
I wonder why that's not done nowadays. The whole, not only the
should.
intros, you know, maybe the intros, maybe people are like over with it or whatever, but the actual Miniteca concept.
yeah.
You know,
Me too. I wonder that too. Like, I don't know if it was because of, it was a big production to set up.
Well, you like, let's say that when we do something like Cinco de Mayo and some stuff like that, they usually have big production for DJs on the streets, or they block parties, and this is something like that because you do big lighting and sound
Okay.
for 2 blocks or something.
Hey,
There you
listen,
go.
the engineering-
Doral Food and Wine
Sorry.
Festival. You want all my promoters to bring you people? Let's do a Miniteca.
Do a Miniteca. That wouldn't be a bad idea,
Dude,
man.
I'm telling you.
Like Soul Train, like
I'm
if we
telling
could
you.
use the name Soul Train,
We
that
can
would
do
be
the closing one night.
Party Junior.
closing for the Doral Food and Wine Festival. We're gonna have La Miniteca Soul
So
Train.
Willie, so you say
train,
you started,
train.
okay, so you started early 80s. I'm not going to ask
Born.
how old you are now, but you've been doing it for a while. With us for 20-something years, about 25, 23, 24, somewhere in
25
there.
year DJing.
Yeah.
Wow, you've seen a lot of-
With us. That's here in the U.S. I don't know how, I don't know total years that he's been DJing.
That's a lot.
But a lot of people always, like ask me, and I've never asked you, like, what is the secret? How have you kept on top of the DJs scene in Miami, a city like Miami? Where there's a new DJ every day, probably trying to do something or whatnot. What is the secret? How do you stay on top? What is the main
Give us the secret,
thing
man.
you think?
Let our viewers know.
It's not really a secret.
Oh,
As a
there you go.
secret is if you do it with passion and you like it enough for it becomes your whole life. I mean, you make your living out of it, and it's important for you enough so you don't have to do anything else. I don't work part time here or there. I dedicate my time to my music, to prepare for an event, to keep all my music clean, everything in order.
So you do prepare.
I dedicate.
Prepare.
Yeah.
You prepare yourself for whatever set you're playing that night.
Every week, almost every day, I'm looking for new trends, new music, how to reuse old things.
How long you been in Miami? If you don't mind me asking, man.
I got here in '89, so roughly almost 30 years.
Look, my brother's calling me. He's a super Soul Train fanatic. Like if I tell him, hey, we're interviewing right now, like someone for Soul Train, he's gonna want to come over here and get your autograph for real. Like he was a big Soul Train fanatic. So okay, but you came here with the Miniteca concept. Did you try to introduce it, or were you just like, let me get in here and?
You know what? When we started doing our first parties, we used to do them at places like El Rancho, for example. That it was
were
like
big
it was just a
places,
big
Yeah.
big yard or whatever. I don't even know what it was. but it it just fit a lot of people, and it was cheap to rent.
Yeah.
And Willie started playing for us back then. And I remember still, even though it wasn't maybe what you guys are talking about, that happened in Venezuela, it was still a setup where they brought the lighting and they brought the
there was nothing there, and then we had to every week we had to do all the production.
There was like an engineering behind the whole concept, right?
Electricity, so on and so forth.
Electricity.
So,
But it was part of what made the vibe of those parties, successful.
Man, let me tell you something. I loved minitecas. Like, coming from New York, when I used to go to Venezuela, I used to come back to New York and tell the DJs, they were more into scratching, and their setup was not a miniteca. It was just, it was very simple.
Yeah.
I used to say, guys, in Venezuela, dude, we got an intro guy. Dude, you guys got to step up your game.
Right.
But New York was living another era. New York was all about hip hop, hippie. It was actually the era when hip hop was becoming popular, and it was all about the MC, the DJ, the scratching. So it's very interesting, man.
it was more about the music itself and not a show, because the minitecas started back in the day. I don't know, late 70s. Minitecas were small, and they grew fast and fast and fast.
With the competitions
over
and stuff
4 or
like
5
that.
years, it started growing and growing out of proportion. And you need bigger scenarios, bigger places to be, and you keep growing and growing.
Which were the famous minitecas? I remember Soul Train. I remember
Betelgeuse,
ZC. Oh, this Betelgeuse guy was. That was the name of the
Sandy Lane.
Sandy Lane. Wow.
There was
Barranquilla was Express Miniteca.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this is great. This segment, this
Actually,
this podcast is all about
Express
the
1, Express 2.
Miniteca era. If I would have known, I would have worn glasses like those you know what I mean?
Hey, for those guys
Smoke
that are
machines.
starting DJing, I'm gonna tell you one thing.
Hey.
That's something to look into, because
Yes.
I think there's a niche there that's not, being looked at. Or
Yeah,
something.
now you could do like laser shows. You could do so much.
Because I know Willie does a lot of private events. As a matter of fact, we're filming today a little later than usual because Willie was just setting up for a private. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
So I know you want. I mean, you DJ, but you also have your production company where you do those
Exactly.
kinds of setups as the Miniteca kind of thing, or even more.
Oh,
the
so you still
stages.
kind of have that Miniteca vibe when you play at.
We do production in general. We do like live events with bands or concert type festivals, and small things too, like presentations and so on and so forth. But it goes into the same scenario: lights,
Effects.
music, effects, and so on.
How do you stay relevant? How do you keep yourself? You've been doing this for 25 years. Right now, technology. Are you a DJ with a laptop? Like, how do you?
You have
do
to-
you have vinyls? Do you keep all your vinyls? Like,
I
how
keep
many
all my
vinyls
vinyls,
do you have? Like,
What do you do with the vinyl?
yeah. What do you?
I just have them.
There you go.
How many do you have? I could imagine your collection is crazy, right?
I haven't counted them, but they're
I was like, I imagine your wife is not happy with the vinyl.
Do you miss the
I
vinyl
move
days?
them around so that they don't look like much.
exactly. I
You
mean, my
miss the
wife,
vinyl
I have a
days?
DVD collection and she just wants to get rid of it. Man.
What
It's funny, man, because back in the day, DJs had to carry crates. They had to. Now it's just like they show up, laptop, ping
Well,
pong.
nowadays the DJs walk in the venues alone with their laptop because back then I remember it was like 3 guys behind them carrying all the music.
Yeah.
Well, and is that immediate satisfaction of the music? I mean, if I tell you that I like this thing or that artist or that song, you just look for it and listen to it. Back then, I have to go to a record store, buy the vinyl, go to my house, open it, and then I had to listen to it. So it will take a day or two before I can listen it to my house.
Yeah.
And you would have to go look for it.
That's called foreplay.
Exactly.
Wow. There we
So
go, man.
it was different. It was, and if I play a song that I have and you don't have it, you cannot play it
Right.
because you have to have physically my
So
record.
you feel that nowadays DJs are, I guess,
Lazy.
It's easier in a sense that
Lucky.
It could be a little bit discreet.
it's easier than a sense that you have at your disposal most of the music there is in the world. All new, everything is right there.
So let me ask you: is it about nowadays? Is it about more about finding the I guess the apps and certain gadgets that get you the music before anybody else has it, or is that what has led amazing DJs become musical producers and creating their own music and becoming producers?
It just got to a point, and which public has the same access, and they have the same music as you do. Difference is that you can have your own version of each song.
Of interpretation.
I just do a little twist here and there on all the music. Every other song that comes out, I just try to do something different to it. So the other DJ or that DJ, they don't have the same. It's the same song, but with our personal twist.
You twist it up.
Right.
Yeah.
You speed it up, you slow it down, you scratch it,
You just put an acapella on top, or you use different things. You just change the drum beat, or you just play with it a little
Willie,
bit.
when is it time to call it quits?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know. I've tried.
You've actually tried to call it quits, but you can't?
This business doesn't let you leave. That's for sure.
I can't imagine. That's the thing of being a DJ and loving it. I mean, I can imagine myself right now doing something other than this. When am I gonna quit? Good
Who knows?
question. Who knows?
If they keep hiring,
Yeah, you keep it
you'll be
going.
there.
If they keep calling, yeah.
Hey, so is your name William or something?
No, Willie. Just
Willie?
like, yeah.
Okay.
DJ Willie.
We can call him Guillermo.
But it's not my name.
Have you ever mentored any
Yeah.
beginner DJs? And I know the answer to that question, but I want everybody to hear.
Are you an apprentice to someone right now?
Or both.
There's if the question is if I have introduced somebody to the DJ scenario, there's a lot of local DJs that I try to help them out, and then they just exploded.
Like bad children, they just left home and they started doing house music.
Something like that.
Something like that.
We interviewed Mark M one day, who is somebody who learned from Felipe, who learned from you, and
Oh, wow.
I don't know if Alejandro's one of them that was kind of.
Yeah, Alejandro. Actually, around here there used to be a place called the Second Floor or something like that.
Segundo piso, yeah, right there.
Segundo piso,
On top of
just
Chance.
right there.
It's now a bank.
And we were kind of like, when it was slow at the beginning, look, this is how it's done. You have to move here.
You were teaching them?
Right.
Just give him points and guidance, and then he will flow in.
Do you think DJs still help upcoming DJs? Because I've for some reason, one thing I've seen is that a lot of DJs are kind of like, I don't want you touching my stuff. I don't want to tell you what I have. Not all DJs. But is that something?
I feel like it's a palette of colors. If I give you my music and all my productions, it's like a palette. You choose the colors you want to put in, and the picture will be yours. Even though I have the same amount of colors, I'm gonna choose the colors
That's
that
a
I
good
want.
way to interpret that.
And
I agree.
it's gonna come something different, even though we have the same.
Right.
You have a vision, you have a way to do things, and then
I remember one time, this has nothing to do with music, but one time our database was stolen. And at first I was all worried about, they're gonna kill us. And then I figured out later, they don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? Like, we know exactly what to do with our database in order to pack our parties, but not everybody knows what to do with it. To do the right job. And I agree with that.
And I strongly believe that what goes around comes around. I mean, if you deny yourself to help somebody else, you're denying help from someone else to you.
Right.
Sure.
Like somebody else could help you a great deal, and you always, no matter if you have 2 years DJing, 25 years DJing, you always need the help of someone else
Right.
for
Yeah.
something.
So let me ask you, you're used to working at nights all the time?
Yeah.
Cool. So the women, how do you are you a player?
I can't.
You're not a player.
No. Happily married, so
Happily married? Okay.
Luckily
Hey.
with DJs, they're behind. You know, they're up there.
Yeah.
You know, so they don't have to deal with much.
yeah.
Let's
I mean,
say-
the
let's put it that
approach
way.
and everything, but
Yeah. How do you deal with all the women that want to meet DJ Willie?
They want a DJ Will.
Yeah. How do you deal with that? Huh?
it's not as many as you think there are.
Oh, you never know. You know, you're the DJ, man. You got the. I see. Hey, you saw that he has his screen right here, DJ Willie.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's. Tell you, man. He's
Always promoting.
He's prepared.
Yeah.
Really, what is the main difference today?
Shout out to your wife, or
From
I
what-
should put up with it.
You know, DJing used to be like when you started or your first years.
Yeah, like-
in this.
Come again?
And
What would you say is the biggest difference from DJing nowadays to DJing back then? You know,
besides carrying the crates, you know, obviously, besides
they
carrying the
never
vinyl.
carried shit. They had their people.
They had their
carry.
people that would
there was
carry,
a
right?
DJ, you know, a carrying guy.
There was
DJ
people
carrying.
carrying. Yeah.
Those guys from the airport.
Right.
I don't like to reminisce too much of back in the day because I feel that right now
His wife ain't letting him do that.
music is good. Music is still good. I mean,
Yeah.
there are great people doing music. There's a lot. Of course, I like the old days just because I lived through it, and it was a great time to be.
It was
in.
better.
Yeah, keep it real. It's all good. It's all good.
It was different type of music. It was, but I don't live in the past. I just
You live in
have-
the present.
I don't live in the past. I just play reggaeton.
Yeah,
Hey.
I love it. He's like, yeah, no.
You do what you have to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, there's a lot of good reggaeton out there. It's just that there's a lot of, there's new things coming out like trap, which I haven't figured out yet. I know the new generation
Trap.
has.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
We're
love it.
playing it in some of our parties nowadays.
Hey, did you meet
A
your
lot of-
wife? Did you meet your wife DJing? Yeah?
Yeah.
You were playing. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
At his place.
At his place.
Guilty again.
Where were you at? Where were you at?
It was called Madhouse at the time.
Madhouse.
It was from South Fork to Madhouse, so it was
Yeah.
one of those.
I remember Madhouse. Shout outs to Madhouse days.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Those were big days.
yeah, those were the big days. So what? You were DJing.
She used to
That's back when people actually approached him.
Yeah, she used to come and ask for music, and
Oh, she came to you?
I was flooring back there, and
Oh wow.
it took off.
And now there you go. You see. You remember the song you were
Two
playing?
kids, and a couple of years later, but yeah.
Wow. 2 kids. Shout out.
Really, how many nights are you playing right now?
Two constant and
Plus
private
events.
events, and
Right. But what's the most nights you've played, on a roll? Like
for the most nights that I played, five.
five nights a week? That's a lot.
Yeah.
5 nights a week. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing. I've been in the nightlife for a long time, 20 some years. The time that he's been with us, it's what I've been doing this. And working 5 nights, it was crazy. But I always left before he left, or most of the time at least. Because I usually, unless I was closing, I was usually leaving before the party was over. The DJ has to be there till the end. The DJ has to be there at the beginning. Nowadays, there's a lot of opening DJs and closing DJs. A lot of places that do that.
Do you do that?
Back then, it's one DJ.
You don't do that? You haven't
No, well, if I'm a guest on somebody else's party, like if I go to play somewhere else and I play for a few hours, the resident DJ plays at the beginning and at the end, probably.
I don't know if you know why that is, but there's a difference between playing for 7 hours and playing 2 hours.
Hey,
Huge.
I could imagine.
Yeah, you have to musically be conscious. What are you playing? How are you playing it? You start, warming up the dance floor, and then you kick it up. And if you have to maintain sales for the club, like you have to be a good DJ for the club, and then you have to go up
To be a good
and then
DJ for the club. Wow.
Yeah, you have to come up and then bring them up and then
Bring them down.
bring
so
a
that-
little bit so that they can go out and drink, and
Got
they say
it.
produce money for the club.
So you actually have to So DJing is not just getting up there and playing music. There's a formula to it.
If I'm there if I'm a guest and I'm there for 2 hours or hour and a half, I just gonna break I'm gonna break the place in two. But if I work for the club, I have to manage the music and the Bible so they don't get tired and leave, and they can spend as much as they
So
can.
as a DJ, do you feel like responsible for that? Like when you see a crowd come in and they start dancing, or you see the place kind of empty out.
Yeah.
Are you the one that's kind of like, oh man?
Yeah. Even though it's out of my hands, I feel responsible because I have my music to keep it in the place, and I usually don't do shout outs or MC
Or play bachata.
so that they can stay.
You don't shout out?
I try not to. But
I mean, for $100,
hey,
those.
Shout it out.
Hey, but by the way, I actually talk about Willie in the book because I do talk about music.
Wow,
I
you
talk
shout it out in a book and everything?
Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
I talk about music, but I also talk about the fact of how important it is to choose the right DJ. And I think I mentioned to one of you guys earlier that a lot of the times that we tried a different DJ, it went the wrong way, and it it was. Maybe there was other DJs that were starting up and people were talking about them at the time.
You were like, let me give it a try.
Let's try, let's whatever. But that factor of knowing when to play what,
Made the difference.
Yeah, and not repeating songs unless it's 100% necessary, and knowing that you played it early enough that you can repeat it late enough or whatnot.
So you broke Willie's heart when you hired other DJ. He was like,
I mean,
oh man, Julio Mario's now gonna
has a strong
change me for this guy. And then he called you back the next week. Yo, DJ Willie, come back, man. The bar didn't make no money.
Most of the time,
charge him more after that. Charge him more.
I'm like that with him,
DJ Willie was like, nah, man, I'm working with the other promoters, man. They got
I mean, right now, Willie's part of the equation. Even if he's not playing, he's always considered as okay. Like for example, right now we have a Friday night party where it's like music-wise, I still have not understood it, but it's working.
Cool.
But when we have a special event, he comes and he plays for that specific event because we know that the crowd is gonna need his music more, and he's gonna understand.
You already understand your crowd
and all those things.
Yeah. Well,
so what would you say is the most challenging part of being a DJ? And when I say challenging, also physically, like, is it hard for you to stand there like those DJs that have to DJ for 6 hours? They're standing there, or is it like coming home late and they're having to wake up early because you have to prepare your set for the next party? Is that factor something that is something that a DJ who's thinking about beginning to DJ should take into consideration, or is it kind of like fun? You don't even think about that because you're just playing music and you're just enjoying the moment.
if you like what you do as much as I do, that won't be a factor. The only consideration you have to have is you have to be clear to your lifestyle, like your family. I mean, I have missed a lot of reunions of home parties.
So that's
like
the downfall
everybody's
of it.
getting to my house and I'm leaving because I gotta go to work.
DJ.
And if that is important for you, I mean, it's important for me, but I spend a lot of time with my kids on other hours where other people are working.
Got it.
Unless you become a Monday,
That's
Tuesday
interesting,
night
right?
DJ.
That's a very interesting thing that he just shared. You know,
It's
like
a trade-off, 100%.
Like, it's
in our
kinda
side
like-
of the business and his.
like on New Year's. I can't even imagine a New Year's with you for you.
Usually he spends New Year's not even with us. He spends them usually in
I
Dominican Republic.
play overseas a lot of times, and
Wow.
and I don't spend it even with my family. So for my family, New Year's is some type of work day for me.
That's crazy. That's so.
For the right amount of money, DJ Willie
And I-
will fly to you.
And I don't
All us,
I don't
we'll
take
let you know.
gigs on Christmas.
Holidays? Okay, no Christmas.
No, that's the only day that I don't play
Oh, okay.
ever.
Easter?
Yeah, I play any other day.
Okay, so the only day you don't play,
No matter what.
and you
I have
want
a question.
DJ Willie that
when
day.
When you have a party at your house,
agent that
does
situation.
your wife and do people ask you to play music?
No.
That's good.
Yeah, right?
That would suck. That would really,
Like,
really
hey,
suck.
DJ Willie, the music is bad here. Can you please help us out? You're like, no, I'm not working, right?
Yeah, I'm up.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Wow. So there is a trade-off
Yeah.
to being a DJ, and those who are contemplating on becoming one, keep that in mind. In holidays and in very very important days, you have to kind of be that
Yeah,
that
you have
music
to work
guy. And
yourself
you have
around.
to work it. And
you gotta know that you're gonna miss a lot of things.
so your wife is very understanding.
Yeah, she.
Yeah, he said it like, yeah.
There's
sometimes.
something else I've seen with DJs, and a difference between Willie and a lot of the DJs that we've worked with or I've seen grow in the business here. A lot of them are very dedicated to producing new music and trying to become the next big thing. Those are not the ones that are probably in the minds of the club owners or promoters that hire DJs or produce
The
events.
money makers for the D's.
Right, because the reality is, if their mind is set to, okay, so I'm gonna be the best at this. I'm gonna be the guy that's gonna play the best Latin music for this clientele, this crowd in Miami and outside of Miami. And I'm gonna be focused in making sure people, dance. People go to the bar, sales are up, management's happy, the promoters are happy, the crowd's happy. That's 100% different than being focused on playing my new song and seeing if people react to it or
People
not.
react to it.
So if you want to make money day to day, there's an easy way, and that's concentrating in that
Focus,
fact.
people. Stay
Now,
focused.
If what you want to be is the next big thing,
Yeah, well.
more power to you. But the reality is that
If it doesn't
we're not
work,
be
man,
that-
it ain't work. If it don't work, there ain't no work.
I mean, there might be some guys who are great at both. There are actually for example, what's this guy's name? Toto.
DJ.
Power. Power.
No,
Mr.
shout out. He's
Mr. Power.
good.
Yeah, Mr. Power. He's
Mr. Power, what up?
He's been
good.
doing.
He makes people
producing-
dance.
Producing good stuff, Grammy nominated, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, and we've been longtime friends.
Venezuelan. Shout out to Venezuela.
Right.
Um,
right.
Talk to me about, have you ever had a moment where you've had a bad night? Have you had a bad night? Have you ever?
Oh yeah.
Or a bad moment.
A bad
Besides
moment?
falling asleep while driving home,
Oh.
which has happened twice on my watch.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, there's some bad nights that you lose your crowd or
Wow. And you feel like
you
how do
try to do something and it doesn't work out and then it damages the rest of the night.
What do you think causes the losing the crowd or not
Yeah.
having a good night? Is it something that's happening at home? Is it something in your mind? Is it not drinking?
your mood? Is it your mood?
Yeah,
is
alcohol is
it-
a part of it.
Yeah, is it like
Sometimes.
that would suck if you're like really good only when you're blasted.
A lot of things can affect your night, but you have to learn to manage your outside problems. So when you get to the booth, you gotta be 100% to the crowd, to your music. Sometimes big fight or big problems at home or around you, or family problems, and you still have to concentrate on what you're doing. It's a few hours that you have to disconnect of everything and try to focus on what you're doing.
Right.
Because you can ruin that night and
Imagine a pissed off DJ. Oh my God!
man.
He's like, I don't want nobody dancing tonight. I'm just gonna play
just baladas
worst
all night.
music ever.
La Macarena
Baladas all
on a
night.
loop.
You can literally choose that, right? And the manager could, hey, are you alright, DJ Willie? What are you doing, dude? Why are you playing this music?
killing the
Listen, man, I'm not in the mood for today. This is what I'm gonna play. Take it or leave it.
And
Oh, shit.
when you're playing,
I'm
it's take
picturing
it
that
because
night. Oh.
who are you gonna call at 12 o'clock at night?
Right.
You know, somebody to
DJ
come-
911.
Exactly.
All right, so I was asking you like one bad thing that's happened.
Yeah.
Like, do you have that one thing, something that you
Yeah,
say?
something really-
This is the worst experience I've had.
It almost
in the
made you
business.
even quit being a
It
DJ.
doesn't have to be with the crowd. It could be something that happened with somebody that hired you, or some, you know.
A girl got mad because you didn't put the songs she wanted and she threw her drink at you. Like, what's the worst thing?
Worst day is probably equipment blown and not be able to finish the party or the event. It happens probably once or twice that the equipment doesn't work anymore, and then everybody's on top of you like,
Hey,
Well, like,
let me tell you one thing. If one guy is cool about that, it's this one.
His reaction.
I've been. For example, the club we spoke about, Madhouse. We used to have a huge tiki in the back. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
So he would play under the tiki, but then there was the different speakers were on the corners of the tiki. There was a point when one of the speakers was blown, but fire was coming out of it. And here were us, me and my partners running to him, and managers and security and everything. And he's just like, yeah, I see it. I know. We're like, what the fuck? This thing is gonna burn down. He was
Don't
just-
play that song again, man. You're burning a speaker.
Yeah, and
I'm
he just
burning
had
down
to,
the house.
he had to finish.
He probably liked
Literally.
That. That was probably one of his Soul Train effects.
It was an effect for sure.
Burn the freaking DJ.
I don't know how he fixed it, but whatever.
I
He just didn't care.
try to keep a cool.
Put a little fan on it.
Make us believe he was alright.
That's awesome, man. So, how do you feel today? Like when they call you and they ask you to describe yourself. How do you describe yourself? If I call you, hey DJ Willie, I got your number from Julio Mario, but I don't know what you do. What do you play?
6'5",
How do you
220
describe?
pounds.
How do you describe your DJing?
Yeah, I'm a DJ with 20 some years of experience. I've been playing in clubs all over South Florida and some part of Latin America, Colombia, Venezuela, Dominican Republic.
Would you consider yourself a Latin DJ, or like, is there that? Do you have to describe yourself? I don't know. As a DJ, like, do you have to say, oh, I'm an electronic DJ, or oh, I'm a Latin DJ, or I'm a house
I don't do that, no. Because I could do a whole night of just one genre.
Right.
Oh, so you could.
Or
Yeah, I'm gonna give you an example.
I can do 80s.
Diversify yourself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you an
okay.
example. We
That's
had
good.
one night
That's a good DJ.
at
You
one
could
of
do
our
that.
venues. We ended up having a big event, and this is something we always remember. An event, and it was a private party for a birthday.
And they all showed up.
No, but all these people. It was an Australian guy.
Oh.
And this mate was like,
This mate?
it was his birthday.
Hi, mate.
And whatever. The
I
point is,
remember, yeah.
they wanted certain.
They wanted
music.
Foster beer and good music.
Yeah, but exactly.
There was
And-
some particular music that
Yeah,
they
and the
listened
thing
to there
is, we
over
had
there.
no idea what the hell these people would want. But this guy played songs that these people went crazy for, and he knew
yeah.
exactly what to play for them. At the same
Wow.
time, he's played for us at places
Universal.
like
You're-
Tantra, like Mansion.
Oh, yeah?
Any of, all the places that are known for different types of music, like hip hop or house music.
Hip hop.
etc.
You know all your hip
Yeah,
hop.
yeah. I used to do
Is
some
he a
hip-hop places.
reggaeton expert nowadays? Because he had to learn it, yes. Latin music expert for sure, but he can play it.
So what that means is that you do your homework. You're always
Every day.
constantly-
Yeah, constantly.
So is it for that DJ, for that kid out there who's contemplating to become a DJ? What is that tip? As far as like, it's not about just the nighttime.
Yeah, if you're gonna go just one direction and focus on one thing, you're just like you said, electronic music DJ or hip hop DJ. That's fine. You do your best, because I know the DJs that you just focus on one area.
Yeah.
But Miami's a big melting pot of people, and most
Cultures.
people like a lot of different things. So you gotta keep in mind that you're gonna encounter places that you're gonna need to go further of where you're playing.
You have to adapt.
So you have to be prepared for everything and study. You gotta know your music. You gotta know your background. You gotta know the people's background. I mean, you gotta know what Colombians like, but not Colombians. You know, like people from Barranquilla, like different type of music of Bogotá, and people from Caracas are
very
different
good.
from Maracaibo.
Yeah.
And-
those maracuchos some gaita and they go crazy.
Exactly, they will lose their minds.
Hey, so let me ask you this. So did the let's say today's era help you in the sense of being able to provide Australian music because of technology, because of a laptop, or was that a factor?
It wasn't a laptop back.
Yeah, when it happened, it was a while back.
No, it was with CDs.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You had that like in the back of your pocket, like, wow,
That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So I researched Brazilians. I researched
DJ Willie.
Hey, Willie, at the end of every episode, because we're running out of time, at the end of
okay.
every episode, we have a little segment called the Night Father.
Night Father.
And I know you listen to the podcast, but you don't get to the end, so
Okay.
you don't know this one. So we have a little
I didn't know that.
segment called the Night Father. You know, meaning that I got 3 kids, he's got 4, and you have
3.
3 more. So we got 10 again. Dude, what is it? Like 10.
Lucky 10,
it's been
baby.
the
It's all
average.
about the lucky 10.
10 children has been the
10
average on this show.
children.
Okay.
Who will break the record? You will find out in our next. What is it? What What are we doing next?
What? I'm lost. So,
Somebody has to break the record of
Partners.
10.
there you go.
Yeah.
You gotta go to 11.
Let's see.
How do you feel about?
Whoever does that could get a free Cusqueña.
How do you feel about any of your kids following in your footsteps?
Yeah.
I will help them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will do whatever I can
Or
to.
are you helping them out already? Like, are they?
No,
They're young.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're focused on different things, and even though my youngest wants to be a TV producer,
Oh.
and he's very hard turning to it. If he wants to DJ once, I mean, I will help him out.
You'll help them out. You
Yeah.
give them the secret.
Party
somehow.
people, there's 2 things I want to say
Para.
from this. Number 1, every episode, there's been every episode. I mean, there's been 2 things in common. Those who have children that are in this business have always said, "I'm willing to, help out my kids if they want to get into this." Nobody has said, "Oh, I would not want them to do this." Nobody.
Nobody.
Which is something good to look
That
at.
means that nightlife lives on forever.
No, I mean, because I was told by my parents, "Are you crazy?" when I
Oh.
started, but things changed.
Yeah, now that your
quickly.
dad is like a famous DJ.
There you go.
Also.
But
right?
then, and also, there's the fact that you mentioned something that has been mentioned on at least 80% of the episodes, which is if you do what you love,
It ain't work.
exactly, it's not work.
Natural.
So, that's something to look at. Remember, it's been from DJs, it's been from bartenders, waitresses, managers, musicians, anything that we've talked about, owners, everything. Everybody is actually happy doing this. We've all been giving up shit, like spending time with our family. in
Downfalls,
special
there's ups and
occasions.
downs,
Yes,
ups and
that
downs.
happens. A few nights, a few days that you can't wake up early for your kids. Yes, it happens. But in the end, we are happy with what we're doing, and dude, we're making money. So
And that's why we have 10 babies.
Yeah, remember you
All right.
cannot give what you don't have, and if you're not happy with yourself, you don't make yourself happy. You cannot give happiness to anybody.
Can't
else.
give happiness to
there you
no
go.
one.
Go
Hey.
make yourself happy. Get
We're
my
gonna
book
end
on
this.
Amazon.
Yeah. Right.
And
Yeah.
hire
Go
DJ
get the
Willie.
book. It'll make you happy. Come to the Doral Food and Wine Festival. It will make you happy.
hire
Come to
DJ
DJ
Willie.
Willie's party. It will make you happy.
At DJ Willie Miami. At
DJ
the
Willie
Nightlife
Miami.
Entrepreneur on Instagram.
At Ico Taps Beer and at the Doral Food and Wine Festival. You all better go.
You gotta come here. Toscana Divino.
Toscana
In Red Bull,
Divino.
the Toscana Divino.
Oh my God, the
downstairs.
pasta magnifique.
Beautiful. We're gonna have some wine right now. See you next week.
Hey.
Thank you, guys.